Hey my fellow YouTubers, I just wanted to make a video on one of the most important tools that I use over here to make my YouTube videos, and that is an iPad Air 5. So let's dive into post-production, pre-production, how I use the iPad Air to help with all of this stuff. Let's check it out. So when it comes to making my YouTube videos, the first thing I do is a lot of research and a lot of checking news, products, what's out there, what's coming out there. And using the iPad to scroll through your news feed is so much more enjoyable than doing it on your phone. Compiling it into a notes folder and getting all the info, the specs, all that stuff that I'm gonna need later in my video. The next thing I use the iPad Air for is script writing. In the Notes app, I use the speech-to-text feature a lot for writing my scripts. I'll just open up a note, hit the little text-to-speech icon, and just start rambling away. And then afterwards, I can go through and really mark everything out, get it into the sections that I want, but I've found that talking out my script makes it feel a lot more natural than just me reading it straight off a page or a teleprompter. So when I'm filming my videos, I used to always get into the problem of pressing record, coming back to sit down, and then never knowing what you got until you come and sit at the computer and look through your footage. Well, now I've been using the Panasonic app, which allows for remote shooting. So now I can see here on a much bigger screen. This is finally using the iPad as a real monitor for your shooting. You can see all the features happening. You can see the eye detect happening. You've got your ISO on the one side. You've got all these parameters that you can mess around with right at your fingertips, right here on the desk. So instead of me having to go around to the camera, futz around with it, I have a much better idea of what's happening here now than on that small little LCD screen that the camera comes with. Another thing that I use the iPad for a lot is to run the Sidus link. I've got a couple Omron lights that I'm using. I've got one in front and one in back, and they're all run by an app. It's not a strictly app-based light, but it gives you access to Sidus, which is a great app put out by Aputure. It works flawlessly, and I love being able to just check on the iPad how I'm looking. I can adjust my lighting from here or there. I mean, it's really nice to just have everything focused onto one spot now. Next comes post-production, and I use the iPad for making thumbnails. I did a demo tutorial on CC Express. It's an app put out by Adobe. It gives you tons of templates for all this other stuff other than just thumbnails, but their thumbnail collection has like over 1,000. And so you load up one of these templates. They've added these features that just make it really easy for you to make some professional and eye-catching stuff, because that's what you want with your thumbnail. You've got very little time to grab people's attention, so you need something cool that makes them say, hey, what's that? Then they read the title, boom, then they click on your video. CC Express has probably been one of the most helpful apps for me in doing YouTube stuff, which is the thumbnails. You can animate the thumbnails, which helps in another part that I'm gonna lead to, posting. When it's time to finally post the video and go and spread it and promote yourself, CC Express gives you a couple cool things you can do. You can animate your thumbnail now. So now there's motion going on in the thumbnail. You post that. It's a really nice touch that you can put on your thumbnail, and I use it all the time, and it seems to help. Also in promotion, I'm going on Twitter, I'm going on IG, I'm going anywhere that I can post this video to people that might think it's interesting. And so scrolling on Twitter, scrolling on IG, even though IG doesn't have a correct app for the iPad, it is just a much easier scrolling experience on a bigger iPad. Give your eyes a break. Give your fingers a rest. You can use the pencil. It's a whole nother user experience. And speaking of Twitter and IG, you can check me out on Twitter at FloodlightMatt, and then on IG, it's just The Floodlight Show. I'd love to connect with you over there. I'm posting stuff all the time. We can be friends. Love to talk with you. So that's how I'm using the iPad Air. I hope you learned a couple tips and tricks and some apps that you might want to check out. All the major camera companies now have remote shooting capabilities. They have their own app. Just try and find it in the App Store. You can connect your camera, start using your iPad as a nice big monitor for you to check out yourself. while you're shooting. Check out CC Express, definitely very cool. I got a demo up here if you want to check that out. And also please join the channel. I need your support to get to a certain level for monetizing, and I've been trying really hard this last year, hoping to get there by the end of September. So if you could do me a solid, hit that little link down below and I promise not to disappoint. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care.